Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today, I won't be doing one of my normal reviews. Instead, since I'm really excited for a Bad Batch, I'm going to make a video of 10 of my predictions for a show. I'm probably going to be way off on all of these, but who knows, maybe I'll be right on some of them. Anyways, to start this list off, I think that the Bad Batch will be evil in the 70-minute premiere. I don't think they will have inhibitor chips in, but I still think they will be following the Empire. I think they're going to be kind of confused about what's going on, like there will be some kind of fog of war because things were just so confusing after Order 66, and I think at first they're going to work for them, and then probably after the premiere they're going to leave the Empire, but I just imagine them doing some kind of evil act when they're working for the Empire. Maybe killing the Jedi or something, which makes him realize that the Empire, this new order, is wrong, and what they're doing is wrong for following them, and I think that they're gonna leave. A reason why I think this is because there's been a big focus on Inquisitors in some of recent Star Wars content, like Fallen Order and Rebels, and I think the Bad Batch would have this too, at least to a similar extent, so the story of the Inquisitors can expand, and I could see a Bad Batch being some kind of really early Inquisitor unit where we're hunting down Jedi. Going off of prediction 1, I think the Jedi who is going to be killed would be Luminara Unduli. We see her in Rebels being used by the Empire to lure in Jedi, and I think this is how she, or what was left of her, got there. We know she died between 18 and 19 BBY, which is when this show, at least Season 1, takes place, so the timing for this would fit perfectly. It would be hard to root for a Bad Batch if they did this, but that would fit thematically with this show, because clones are the bad guys now in this point of time, and Clone Force 99 could have some sort of redemption as the series goes on. I think this could be a really good way to make the plot compelling and really sad too, but I think this show should be sad and it should be dark because this is a dark time for the Star Wars universe. Also going off of predictions 1 and 2, I think the Bad Batch will be tied to Barriss Offee. Her master being killed would surely cause some emotions in her, even after what she did to the Jedi Temple. I think she is going to be one of the main villains in the season besides the Empire. I don't think she will be a part of the Empire, but I think she will just be some kind of person working on her own to hunt down the Bad Batch, because I feel like even though she doesn't like the Jedi, her former master being killed would really make her mad at the Bad Batch. So this one's a little bit of a stretch, but I think it would be a really good character to be in here, and I think she might. That's just my prediction, though. I think Ahsoka will be in this. I actually don't want her to be in this, but like, Dave Filoni is in charge of the show, so you know what that means. I do think she would be a good addition to the show if Barriss is also in it because of how Barriss framed Ahsoka. They would be really good rivals of each other. This should also be a great setup for the Ahsoka show coming up on Disney Plus. Sort of like how things went in The Mandalorian Season 2. There were a lot of episodes that set up things that are probably going to be in future Star Wars content. I think this could be a good way to set it up, and I think if Ahsoka and Barriss Offee 2 are in this show, it would only be for a 3-4 episode arc, and then they wouldn't return because I really don't want them to be in this show too much. I don't want this to be Ahsoka and Captain Rex and friends doing stuff. I want this to be about the Bad Batch, because that's the name of a show, but I think these characters could be great for supporting things. I think there's a huge possibility of Captain Rex heading off with a Bad Batch to remove the inhibitor chips from clones. We already know that Raider and Wolf had their chips removed, so I think it's almost a guaranteed the show will illustrate how that came to be, at least eventually. Maybe it won't be in this season, but I think one time they will show how it happens. Maybe we'll even see people like Cutler Queen. I also think this show might go in the direction of creating a clone colony of sorts, where they team up with a rebellion and Saw Gerrera to fight back, or even lie low against the Empire. I could see a bunch of clones who we've seen in the Clone Wars showing up, and Rex and the Bad Batch offering them to have their chips removed, and I'm sure a lot of them would deny it, but I think a lot of them will accept that, and I think that could be a really good part of the story. Also, I just want to add that I saw that clone colony part on a Reddit prediction thread, so that prediction isn't completely mine, but I just thought I would say that part as well, because I thought it was really interesting. Tell me how you guys think about that, too. I think we will see multiple Jedi throughout the series, besides Luminara, Ahsoka, and Barriss, who's, well, former Jedi. Maybe not this season, but in later seasons. I think Plo Koon could return to Wolf's possibility of being in this. It would just be such a great scene to see them reunite, maybe after Wolf takes out his chip or something like that. Also, there's just no way that Plo Koon died in that crash. We've seen Anakin survive like 5 crashes of that same caliber. There's always a chance that Mace Windu coming back, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are rolling your eyes at that idea, but hey, it could happen. Also, it would fit the theme of being on the run to have some sort of Jedi Order 66 survivor be with the Bad Batch, because they are kind of in the same boat. We're not completely sure, but we're like 99% sure Bad Batch is done to be on the run from the Empire, so it would be good to have a Jedi who's doing the same thing. I think the kid we see in the second trailer, Omega, is going to be an inadvertent Imperial spy. In my theory, she would be working for him by accident, like maybe she has some kind of tracking device in her brain, sort of like an inhibitor chip, that gives away the location of Clone Force 99 as they're on the run. Out of all my predictions today, this is one I think to be least likely, because Omega seems like a new Ezra or Ahsoka, and making her do something bad would make her unlikable, even if it was something by accident. This is a character who I think is supposed to be endearing to the fans, and I don't think that's something that would make her very endearing, even if it was by accident. Most people seem to believe that Crosshair is going to be a traitor due to a lack of him in the trailers, but I don't think that is the case at all. It just wouldn't make sense for one of the main characters in the Clone Force the show is named after to be a traitor. Instead, I see him as an inside man. I think he's going to be a spy in the Empire for a Bad Batch. And I was thinking about this. I think it could be a really good story point if we don't know that Crosshair is a spy. It would be really compelling storytelling if we think he's a spy, but they don't go into too much detail about it, and it turns out he's an inside man. Kind of like Agent Callus, but, of course, different. I think that would just be a great part of the story, and that's my prediction. It's probably not too likely. A lot of these aren't too likely, but I think that's how it's gonna go. I do not think Crosshair is a traitor. Now, this isn't really a plot prediction, but I'm pretty sure this season is going to be 22 episodes long. It's actually confirmed that this season is over 14 episodes. A musical composer for a Bad Batch confirmed this. I say 22, though, because that's the length of many seasons of Rebels and the Clone Wars. But it could really be anything. I'm honestly just guessing here. The good news is, though, there can be a lot of content for us over the next few months, since we know this show is at the very least, 14 episodes. So it can be a lot of stuff, and there's a possibility we could be getting Star Wars until next March, after The Mandalorian. So that's just awesome. Lastly, I think the season will end in a climactic Kamino uprising. In Legends, there was a huge battle against the Empire on Kamino. The Kaminoans created an army of their own clones to oppose Palpatine, but it didn't end so well for them. Since that is in Star Wars Legends now, I think after this story plotline is heavily changed, of course, this could be a great opportunity to end the season. Based on what we've seen on Kamino in the trailer so far, I think this is a likely outcome, but again, I'm probably way off. I just think that'd be a great story, and since there's been a huge emphasis on cloning recently in Star Wars, of Palpatine coming back, and there's probably the thing with Baby Yoda, I think this would be a great segue towards more of that. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. It'll be so funny to revisit this whenever the season is over and just seeing how wrong I was. I probably got 0 out of 10 of these predictions right. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to be uploading a lot more now that school isn't as bad and I'm a lot less busy. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because it would really mean a lot. Make sure to tell me if there are any movies or shows you'd like to see me review next, and I will see you in the next video.